Someone's coming out of retirement. Somebody's bail got revoked. You never mess with another man's rhubarb. And we are going to talk today about the world's worst wrestling merch. All this and more on Just Another Effing Podcast. Hit the music. Coming to you live from the effing worldwide media studios located in parts unknown. Just another effing podcast. Hey, and welcome.
Holy shit, look at that new intro with our brand new music.
Yes.
Courtesy of Bryce Newcomb and his band.
Yep. The name of the band is Dig Beta. That song is called Ladder Match, which appropriate for a wrestling podcast. I am one half of the greatest 5-time world heavyweight tag team champions of wrestling podcast history. I'm the JFB.
And I am the patron saint of professional wrestling. I'm that gingered up, bubbly son of a bitch. I'm Canada Dry, damn it.
Oh, Canada Dry. And we are joined today. We have a great show, and we are going to talk about some of the worst wrestling merch that has ever been created by a merchandising team. We are joined by Dr. Bradley Campbell. Go ahead and introduce yourselves. Tell us about you. Pitch some stuff. Whatever you want to do, brother.
Well, those who've seen me on The Meltdown or any other pro wrestling chatter or been involved with pro wrestling discussions will know me as Dr. Brad Campbell, Farm D.
Well, what else do we know you as?
I am also known as Dr. AFW and newly rebranded as the American Rock Star.
Yeah.
So a little bit about me. So yes, the Farm D is real. I am an actual pharmacist. I am. I graduated from Sullivan University College of Pharmacy in 2013. I got my bachelor's in biochemistry from Indiana University Southeast, graduated 2010. So I am like James Bond. I have a license to fill. That is my punchline.
That would be good on a shirt, license to fill.
Yeah. So I am here on the All Effing podcast, here to talk pro wrestling, with something I love. But you guys find me, I'm always willing to bring you some good old wrestling discussion. So hitting up with the doc, you get some good old pro wrestling and hard effing rock.
Hell yeah. There we go, baby. Amen to that. All right. So as always, we do. Hey, what's up, Justin?
My tag partner.
We always, Justin Graham, Liam is here in the house. So we are going to go ahead and, but we normally start with the news, but lately, we've been, we have this segment with Kenny, called, Week in Review. And it's a serious because we talk about wrestling. And, we always seem to run out of time. We're going to try our best. We asked Kenny.
Get you on this week, Kenny.
Yeah, this week. All right, there's Kenny right there. He is in the back. But before we get to his segment, we're going to go ahead and jump into, of course, the news. From the four corners of the globe to your backyard, this is FNN, FN News Network, starring Canada Drive and the JFB. Oh, God, that's so beautiful.
That's good coffee since it's a news segment.
It's a news segment. We got to have coffee. Yeah, we got to have the coffee. Morning news segment. So first up the bat, Dally's here. Hooray. And let's see. Ric Flair is training. Ric Flair is training with Jay Lethal and is coming out of retirement where he will actually team up with FTR versus the Rock and Roll Express and a additional partner to be named later. Ric Flair is pushing 70 something. I for one do not want to see geriatric wrestling. I'm a fan of geriatric fight clubs, but geriatric fighting wrestling is out of. What do you guys think about Ric Flair coming out of retirement?
Go ahead, Doctor. Let's let you lead off here.
You know, mixed feelings. I actually saw some short video clips of him working with Jay Lethal, and I kind of felt like for his age, especially, I felt like he could still go.
Oh yeah.
But the ultimate question is going to be, how long can he do it?
Yeah.
You know, Sting is 63 years old now, and I think it's amazing what he can do at his age. Of course, you're seeing it pretty sporadic in AEW. Ric Flair, if he's going to get in the ring, I don't see his matches really being that long. And if they are, you're not going to see him in action for real long periods of time. Would it be a treat for the fans? Absolutely it would. Would it be nostalgic? You bet. But what would the real payoff be at this point?
Yeah. Canada Dry, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are this. Ric Flair, why don't you just lay low for a while? Like, come on. You did the helicopter thing in the plane, and it was exposed to the dark side of the ring. And you can't stare at the spotlight for 10 minutes. Yeah. Like, maybe if you stayed on the spotlight, people would forget about it, and you could be on Raw, you could be on AEW Dynamite, but everyone keeps seeing you, and they can't forget about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a consensus with everybody watching the show live that, in fact, probably not a great idea. I agree. So let's go to our next one. Sheeta. Sheeta decides to start mocking AEW about pulling her out of the Owen tournament, declaring that it was in fact a injury. She decides to shoot on her tweets and says that they don't care about Asian or Japanese wrestling, and that she wasn't injured, and then comes back and plays nice. And says that, she was not allowed back in the country. She wasn't able to get back into the country in time. I mean, are we smelling again another big swole moment with Sheeta? Do we see her kind of packing bags and picking up and leaving?
I think that she had been bitching a little bit earlier about how it's hard for Japanese wrestlers to get over. Yet she was the world champion. She had a nice run. I don't understand what she's bitching about. Does she want to be like Rock level? I don't know. Like, is her expectations just too high? And now, like, to say Japanese wrestling is nothing to them. Yeah, that's a huge slap in the face.
That's a ginormous slap.
Yeah, and then the next day she kind of. I guess she must have talked to Tony Khan and kind of buttered it over, but I don't know if it's too little too late. Yeah.
What do you think, Doc?
That comment about Japanese wrestlers, I just thought that was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
AEW has shown their support for New Japan Pro Wrestling. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think before that tweet came out, you saw that video package on TV of Tony Khan celebrating, Asian Pacific Islanders Month, talking about how that culture was so important to him.
Yeah.
Growing up as a wrestling fan. We've also got Forbidden Door coming in June.
Yeah.
So to say that Japanese wrestling means nothing, it's first of all a low blow.
Yeah.
Secondly, it's inconsistent with the culture that Tony Khan and AEW are trying to promote on their product. And thirdly, it's just a cheap way for her to throw an insult. And it's similar to what Big Swole did, because we're seeing the diversity in the company right now. There's no legs for her to stand on. She does a great talent. I've always admired her work, but I think that when you look at the talent on the women's roster, there are more established characters than what she has shown on screen.
Absolutely.
But that match with Sheeta and Deeb, that was great. Like,
absolutely,
that match,
absolutely.
All right, our next one, we'll go through two really quick. Tony Khan credits Jericho for the relationship with the Owen Hart family. There was a picture of Tony Khan with our Martha, Oj, and Athena, and holy cow, Oj looks like his dad. So does Athena, but Oj looks just like Owen.
And I think we really, like, when you mentioned that, I think we credit it to that episode of Talking Jericho where he had Martha on.
Yeah.
And he mentioned, we'll see if there's something with AEW. We'd love to have Martha on AFW, but yeah.
Bale was revoked for Sunny. We talked about her last week. She was involved in a DUI collision that killed a person. They gave her bail and then they revoked it. And she will remain in jail until trial. And the district attorney said that she is, in fact, a danger to society. Speaking of dangers to society, promotions on the independent scene are having trouble booking Cesaro because he wants too much. Yeah, I mean, we saw it with Braun Strowman. Braun was asking for six figures, and the most asinine thing that I've ever seen in my entire life. But Cesaro asking for a lot of money, he either has to end up at a big promotion or he's not going to work. I mean, that's how I'm looking at it right now. What do you guys think?
Go ahead, Doctor.
You know, it's when you're used to that kind of salary or income, it could really almost twist your expectations. It even happens. It happens in the pharmacy world.
Yeah.
And I'll give you an example. You know, retail pharmacy is a tough environment, tough market to be part of, but you're going to make the most money. You step out of retail, you go to a smaller environment or different where you got a little bit more comfort. The pay is not going to be as much. You're not going to be able to make that overtime.
Yeah.
And that's something I've learned recently from my own professional experience. WWE is a tougher market to be part of. It's a tougher company to work for. There's more policies. There's more expectations of your wrestlers. You got Vince McMahon and all that comes with him. So while you have the higher paycheck, you've got this extra pressure and stress. You step away from that. Unless you maybe go to AEW and you've established yourself and Tony Khan really wants you, you're not going to get those six figures.
Yeah.
We're seeing the same thing happen to Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
The reason why we have not seen him, and it's been reported, is that what he is asking for is too high for what these promotions want to pay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a shame. What do you think, Canada Dry?
The other thing, really quickly, is I think Cesaro knows his worth.
Yeah.
And that's why he didn't resign with WWE. He knows what he's worth, and he's standing his ground. A lot of these people that are wanting him are low indie promotions.
Yeah.
And they can't afford it, and that's fine. And I think Cesaro has tunnel vision. He knows what he wants, and if he doesn't get it, he's fine.
Yeah. Well, let's go to Roman Reigns. So Roman Reigns is being pulled out of house shows and live shows. He's going to be out of a couple of pay-per-views as well. I think much needed rest for carrying a company on your back for the last couple of years. And because he's not in Hell in the Cell, which is their next pay-per-view, they are going to be pushing Cody Rhodes. So what do we think about Cody being kind of the leader to lead them into Hell in a Cell?
I think it's great. I think Cody is the right face for WWE right now. Get that really face. Get him the belt. Push him to the moon. I think he's got that lineage. He showed that he's one hell of a wrestler now.
Yeah.
And he's saying I'm the best wrestler in the world, and that's awesome because you gotta sell yourself, right?
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think, Doc?
I am a huge Cody Rhodes fan. His story has really spoken to me on a personal level, and I can really relate to Cody Rhodes with what I'm going through right now professionally.
Yeah.
So I will tell you, I absolutely love Cody Rhodes. And even as a huge AEW fan, watching what he has done in WWE with Seth Rollins alone.
Oh, yeah.
He's showing exactly who he is and what he can do. Yeah. He's saying, I'm the best wrestler. He told Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard and who is it? Khan.
Yeah.
What's his first name again?
Oh, Nick Khan.
Nick Khan. He slipped my mind for a second. He told all three of them
in Connecticut.
Yeah, he told all three of them in a meeting, I want to come to the WWE because I truly believe I'm the best wrestler in the world right now. Yeah. He knew his worth. He negotiating what he wanted, and he got what he wanted. It's really been discussed amongst the fans that he's probably going to be the next big face to take the world title. You got to plant those seeds. You got to build him early. So to put the spotlight on Cody and let him have a huge match, it's a no-brainer, and we need to see it happen.
Yeah. All right, one more piece of news, and that is MJF has been very vocal lately about his contract negotiations with AEW. He's mentioned it in promos, especially the one with the sit down with Wardlow about 2024 and wanting to get more money and not happy with it. So the question posed here is this a work or is this a shoot? Get it dry.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think there's some reality in there. It's you're kind of playing with it, having fun on TV, but you got 2 years left on your contract.
Yeah,
I'm really surprised that this is even an issue right now.
Yeah, same here. What do you think, Doc?
I think that pro wrestling is at its best when you can blur the lines between fiction and reality.
Yeah.
And you leave the fans guessing. And MJF is such a good heel right now. He knows exactly what he's doing. And I think that he is blurring the lines. And we truly don't know what's true and what's not. But you hear that passion in his voice. So knowing that this news is coming out, there's got to be some kind of frustration. What I would like to see personally, if there are truly grievances that he has, I wouldn't mind seeing a CM Punk type moment where he just blows them out of the water. He gets his way in some sort, because he could truly be a great heel champion in AEW and draw heat. And going back to the old, Tony Schiavone montage, put butts in seats.
Yeah,
I mean, more or less. Because if AEW does not give it to him, WWE will snatch him up. They've already got Cody. MJF will be next on the list. Even if it's a couple of years down the line, and they'll put the belt on him.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. That's the news, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. So now that we got the news out of the way, it's time to get to our main event.
Gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
So
got the joke of the week.
Oh, shoot. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Let's go to the let's go to joke of the week. It is we have Brianna as our joke of the week. So let's get to the joke of the week. All right, joke of the week brought to you by the Tourism Board for Omicron Persei 8.
What the 8 now?
Yeah, go for the scenery, stay for the enslavement. Omicron, Persei 8. It's a great place to go, but you don't want to live there. Joke of the week.
I always bring a piece of paper to my wrestling match because you never know when your opponent is. The Rock. Paper beats rock.
Kill him with kindness, Bree.
Oh man, Brianna, you freaking rock. That was awesome, man.
Rock.
I'm so glad she is part of AFW. She is a new member of AFW. She is truly awesome, and she's Canadian too. So you can't beat that. Kill him with kindness. Be a Canadian. All right. So
hey, look, it's my partner from Wrestling with the Paranormal. Hey, Craig.
Craig, what's up, my brother? So now we get to the main event. So we've already done the main event intro. There's great wrestling merch. A way for you to show how much you love the sport, as well as to tell the world that you love the sport, but to support your wrestlers. But sometimes marketing people who come up with some of this stuff are doing drugs, heavily drinking during the day, or don't know wrestling. And so we have decided to come up with not the best wrestling merch of all time, but the worst wrestling merch of all time. And we came up with five each. Yeah, 5 each. And this was fun. This was a lot of fun. So let's start with Dr. Brad. You're going to go first. That's your number 5, the Bill Goldberg 3DT.
What the hell is this?
I'm biased because I'm just not a Goldberg fan.
I don't think anyone is.
He comes across. He's probably a really, really good guy. He seems like someone who really cares about his family, and that's great. Yeah. Outside of wrestling, good dude. But that shirt with his face, just awful. I mean, I just look at it and I just see that expression. And I'm just like, why would you wear this?
When you pick this, I didn't know it actually came out like that. I thought it was like 3D, like the technology.
Yeah, no, this thing came out.
Bulged out.
Yes.
This is god awful. There's only 2 things that are in 3D that are horrible: Bill Goldberg's 3DT and Jaws 3D.
It's like you can take a sandwich and feed him while he's on your shirt. You're like, "Here, you want some, Bill?
Come on, eat the beans."
Just gives montage to Rybacks, feed me more. That was the original.
That's why he came up with it.
All right, Canada Dry, this is your number 5. Go ahead and just.
When the moon hits it, I like a bigger pizza pie. You put a WWE edible candy on it. This is edible WWE superstars that you put on a pizza. So you got a pizza party. You're like, hey guys, you want a piece of the Undertaker with your pizza? Like, what? It's like, I think it's like sweet or whatever. It's like a big edible sugar sort of effigy of WWE superstars. Whoever thought of this idea, hey, let's sell pizza candy. I don't know who thought of this.
I'll tell you who did. Someone who doesn't understand food or wrestling. That was horrible. All right, so my number 5 is the 4 Horsemen Chewable Energy Vitamins. There's no group of wrestlers were as cool as the 4 Horsemen. Flair, Wyndham, Arn, Tully, with J.J. Dillon. They were the cornerstones of Jim Crockett Productions. They were also cornerstones of the NWA and as WCW. So as Jim Crockett is losing money before he sells to Ted Turner, he decides to start marketing the hell out of stuff and decided to put out these vitamins. Not endorsed by the FDA, by the way. They were on shelves for about 3 months, and then they were taken away.
You know who needed this merch is Hulk Hogan.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
The Hulk Hogan vitamins. Why did they not make that? That would have been.
Here's what's funny. I found a promo of Ric Flair holding a bottle. He's cutting a wrestling promo against an opponent, pours a bunch of it into his hand, and then shoves it in his mouth and starts chomping away at like 20 or 30 vitamins that are in his hand. Yeah. That was that's my number 5.
Yeah, the Hogan should have used this. He would have been. This would have been gold. It had him praying on the side of it, like saying your prayers, eating your food. Like, why? Like, it would have been beautiful.
The marketing machine of Hulk Hogan. All right, Dr. Brad, you're number 4. Go for it.
What? This is real.
Yeah, the China T-shirt. Yeah, you see some pretty. I've seen some pretty wild rock and roll T-shirts in my time of being a music aficionado. This was pretty rock and roll in all the wrong ways. I forgot who wore this shirt back in the Attitude Era interviewing China, but I just saw this and just thought, my God, how this is not aged well at all.
Aged well at all.
I mean, after wrestling, China went to a more promiscuous industry. So, hey, if it's almost like if the shoe fits, wear it. In this case, the shirt fits. Yeah.
My first introduction to this shirt was Eddie Guerrero wearing it as he was being escorted by China, and I'm like, what? How? It's the Attitude Era. I get it. You get to be ballsy, but that's just out there. Like, that is way out there. Canada Dry, you're number 4. I forgot to change the bottom.
Okay, so I get you got a Hulk Hogan chair.
Yeah.
But why is his flesh on the part you sit on? Like, you're sitting on Hulk Hogan's abs. Like, you could have had like a board or something. I don't know. Like, this is the ugliest chair. You know what? This would be a great porta potty, right?
Yeah.
Just have a little thing that the kid can shit on. Perfect.
Your kids can shit on just like Hulk Hogan shits on other wrestlers.
You can shit on Hulk Hogan just like we shit on him.
You can say that this wrestling merch is the shits.
This is the drizzling shits. Holy cow.
Absolutely.
I don't even know where to begin with this. I'm flabbergasted that this even existed. The face, the look on his face.
You named it wrong. You called it the WWE Hockey Game.
I know. I changed the picture, forgot to change the title.
Okay.
My number 4 is the Hulkamania Workout Set. If you were a kid in the early to mid 80s, you were honestly swept up in Hulkamania. It was running rampant, literally, and it resulted in everything from vitamins, dolls, tees, and Hulkamania training workout set for boys. It came with dumbbells, a Hulkamania sweatband, jump rope, a strength gripper, and a workout chart. It had everything that Hulkamania stood for except for a syringe and steroids, because this came out only a mere few months before Hulkamania ran wild in court and he threw Vince under the bus with the steroid trial.
Okay, you know what about this weight set?
Yeah.
They had a commercial and Hulk Hogan wasn't in it. It was Paul Orndorff.
Yeah, it was Paul Orndorff.
Orndorff doing the Hulkamania. Sorry, Hulk, we couldn't make it for his own.
Yeah. I mean, to come out with this, and then literally a month later, he's on Arsenio Hall and says, I've never done steroids. And then 3 months later is on the stand and says, I lied. I was on steroids, but it was Vince who made me take them. Obviously, he is not a big fan of the Hulkamania workout set. That's why I went with number 4. Dr. Brad, you're number 3. Oh, dear God.
Again, what the hell is this?
So, to quote Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, what 4th dimension of hell did this come from? Because I was thinking about The Rock and John Cena, their initial feud at WrestleMania 28. And I remember The Rock cut his promos. He had the John Cena lawn gnome. And that was one of the first things I thought. I was like, they had to have had lawn gnomes. And I'm seeing CM Punk lawn gnomes, and I'm just like, no. And it's just so bad. It's like,
but they're the best in the world. It says right there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, are you getting? Is Snow White inside the household that is hosting this in their lawn?
I think it's Serena Deeb from Straight Edge Society.
Yeah, it's Serena Deeb. That's shaved head and everything. Holy crap!
Yeah. So this has to make the list because lawn gnomes just. Good God, who would buy this?
Craig with a great line. Oh, no, you didn't.
Oh, yes, I did.
All I can think of when I see the gnomes is an episode of Malcolm in the Middle where Dewey, the youngest boy, decides to go on a rampage and starts destroying garden gnomes in the next door neighbor's house because he's afraid they're going to kill him in his sleep. They are creepy.
Dewey was great.
Yeah, Dewey was awesome, but that is just creepy as crap. But no better way to show your love and appreciation to your lawn than CM Punk and various other versions.
Now, it'd be cool if they talked. It's clobbering time every time you walk by.
I'm drug free, which means I'm better than you. That's what it should say.
Yeah.
I Canada Dry. You're numero 3. Ugh.
Okay, so this is Talking Soap that looks like a championship belt. Imagine yourself, you're getting ready for school, and just as you make contact with your body in the shower, washing, it Stone Cold blurps out, "Don't forget to wash the privates." Like,
or you gotta wash your privates.
Talking Soap. What the hell?
Yeah. There's nothing creepier than washing your hands or your body and The Rock saying, "I'm going to stick this bar of soap sideways and right up your Rudy Poo candy ass."
Then you feel like, I guess I better wash my ass.
This is why I'm glad AEW is not like a merchandising machine. Yeah, that is okay.
People that don't know, Dallas is watching us in the shower right now. Literally, he says he's in the shower. So
yeah, he's got his Ricky Starks talking soap, which is lather me up.
Yeah, because we are just a bunch of handsy, sexy sons of bitches on here.
Yeah.
All right, here is my number 3. I know someone went ahead and said, "I hope there's impact." This is one of them.
Wow.
The mid-large promotion has their A-list talent. Then they have their B-list talent, or guys that are workers. That's what they do. They come and they grind. Eric Young was the grinder for TNA Impact. Ooh, excuse me.
Yep.
That man could wrestle a broom and make it look like a 5-star match. So what happened was Daniel Bryan is going through his underdog phase and wins the world championship. TNA says, "We can do that." And they decided to do it with Eric Young. So they put the belt on Eric Young as the underdog of TNA Impact, and then decided to create fake beards. Now, Eric Young had a beautiful beard. Dr. Brad's got a beautiful beard. The JFB grows a beard during the playoffs.
I forget to shave for a week. I have a beard.
Yeah, you forget to shave. You look like a Yeti because it's that Canadian water. But
oh yeah,
instead of using fake hair, they decide to make it plastic, and it loops around the ears like a pair of glasses. So you too can look like Eric Young. Yeah, this is the stupidest thing. I think this is the second stupidest thing that Impact Wrestling and TNA has ever done. I have a feeling it's going to make our list again in a little bit later, but we'll see. But yes, the Eric Young fake plastic beard. Holy crap, what the hell were they thinking? Let's go to number 2, Dr. Brad. Hit it.
Being a comic book aficionado, I had to put this on here. The Ultimate Warrior comic books. Why?
Yeah.
I never read them, but just doing a little bit of research, looking online, you had to wonder what the hell was going on through Jim Hellwig's mind when he was trying to come back to WWF. He really tried to market himself. He wanted his own comic book series. This was just a bad idea from the get-go. I mean, the artwork isn't all that horrible, but the whole premise, I mean, he had to be on more than just steroids coming up with this.
This was part of the deal. To sign the deal with WWF at the time. Yeah. If I'm going to come back, you're going to fund my comic books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He made them buy. Originally he wanted them to buy $1 million worth of every issue. And Bruce and Vince said, no, that's not going to happen. The storyline, the art is actually not bad. It reminds me of Rob Liefeld, but the storylines were freaking out there. They were the most. I don't even know where to begin. It's just like LSD induced tripping. That's how out there it was. Canada Dry. Did you ever read the Warrior comics?
I didn't, and thank God I didn't subject my mind to that. I don't know if we'd have effing wrestling today. I might even be in a sane asylum somewhere in a rubber room, shaking back and forth. So thank God I was saved from that.
Well, even talking about the artwork, I mean, you mentioned Rob Liefeld. I mean, he's even kind of controversial. Some people love his art. Yeah. Some people hate it. Same thing with John Romita Jr. Yeah, people love it or hate it. So this artwork would have been shit upon depending on what type of comic book fan you were or are.
And he's not the only one who came up with a comic book series.
There's a Kevin Nash comic book.
Yeah,
that was pretty bad. So that's honorable mention right here.
Yep.
Canada Dry. Let's go to your number 2.
Okay. This is Layla action figure. I wish it was zoomed in a little bit, but she's pure African American in this, and she's not. She's like maybe a quarter or something. Like she's pretty white, Layla. I wish the picture was better, but yeah, she's a black action figure, and they marketed it as a black woman with tight curly hair. It was just a bad idea and in poor taste.
All I can say is this. This was back in the day when action figures were kind of just throwaway objects for wrestling. You know, they just made them to make them for kids because honestly, that's who their focus is on. Of course, now they're collectible. I mean, people are collecting figures all the time. Hell, I got a bunch of figures too. But yeah, she's Midnight Black, and she's not in real life. I mean, they just destroy that tone.
Let me see if I can find it.
Dr. Bruce. Yeah, there it is right there. Yeah, it was absolutely horrible. And that's why we did the side-by-side comparison. Yeah. Dr. Brad, you got anything to add?
Well, thinking about Layla and her heritage, I think she's, if I remember correctly, she's part English and she's part Hispanic.
Yeah.
So that is
she's got no black in her at all.
Yeah. So where did they get this idea to make her look like this? Yeah. And I mean, I'm gonna steal a line from Conrad Thompson. Who booked this shit? Seriously. Yeah. Who approved this shit?
It's head of marketing and merchandise who are not necessarily wrestling fans. That's what you get when you deal with that. So let's go to my number 2. This one is a doozy. This is penetrated my
What the hell is
nightmares.
this? I'm sitting on my nightstand. It freaked the shit out of me.
So when Steve Williams decided to become Stone Cold Steve Austin, the merch machine of Vince and WWE started one of the best-selling tees of all time, the simple black tee with Austin 316 in white lettering. And then the dam broke, and WWE flooded the market with tee design after tee, and then the figures and so on. If there was a product and they could make a few bucks, they put Stone Cold on it. And then came the nightmare-inducing collectible that would make Freddy Krueger look like the best cuddler in the world, created by the Danbury Mint, with the authorization from the WWE, is a collectible porcelain doll that looks like this would be on your Nana's shelf with the priceless Hummels, these toddler lookalikes of their. And this isn't just Stone Cold. There was The Rock, China. There was a few. Nothing like looking at this on a shelf with its lifeless eyes and vacant stares that will haunt your dreams.
That being said, I wouldn't mind like a baby Bret Hart. Like, that would be cool. No?
I don't know what to say. I mean, I have a fear of dolls. I think dolls in general are just
porcelain dolls are fucking freaky. Sorry for the swear, but yeah.
No, yeah, they are the creepiest things in the world. There's a reason why horror movies use dolls. It is a great motivator because clowns and dolls are just creepy as shit. They are, yeah. Can I get a hell yeah? Okay, hell yeah. What do you guys think about
Kane wouldn't be bad, actually.
What do you guys think of porcelain collector Steve Austin's doll, guys?
This is to cross territory to another realm I'm even more passionate about. I look at this doll of Stone Cold Steve Austin as an infant with that jacket. This is almost as bad, as hilariously bad as the cover art for the Black Sabbath album Born Again, where you have the little baby with devil ears and the fangs. It is almost that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you own this?
I mean, you know what? I understand if you're a Stone Cold Steve Austin fan, but you have to draw a line somewhere.
Yeah.
So let's go to our number 1 for each of us. Dr. Brad, that is your number 1. Fill us in on why this is on the worst
stress. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
So I cheated a bit here, but this is from the Katie Vick storyline from back in the day. With Kane and Triple H, which we've all tried to erase from our memory. This is a replica outfit, and WWF, they sold it to WrestleCrap.com.
Yeah.
And when I heard about this, I thought I'm kind of stretching things a bit, but I don't know how you could get any worse than this. You're taking something that was from one of the most hideous storylines.
So what was the storyline exactly?
Well, it was the Katie Vick story involving Kane, and she was dead.
Right. And didn't Triple H still want to marry her or something?
Yeah. It's just.
Oh no, Kane would still marry her. Even though she's
and the fact that somebody bought this, it's the shits.
Yeah, this is. I mean, it's tasteless, is what it is.
How much did they pay for it? Like 30,000 or something? How much was it?
I have no idea.
I don't remember. I did not get that far. I just thought, okay, someone purchased this. I mean, it's not like you're buying a replica of a Stone Cold Steve Austin vest that he wore, a Bret Hart jacket, or an elbow pad that The Rock threw out in the crowd. It's nothing like that. This is trash.
Yeah. This is like Jerry Springer level shit that we're talking right here.
Yeah. That's why it's my number one.
Yeah. Canada Dry, are you ready for your number one?
I'm ready for my number one. I hope everyone else is.
There we go.
So this is, I wish I showed the back too, because it's on the back too.
Oh, yeah.
AJ Styles Impact shirt. It looks like somebody splurged something out of their ding dong and just spelled the name AJ, and AJ stood there while he did it. Oh my goodness. What were they thinking? You know, if this was red, it'd be pretty cool, but white is just ugh.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to say about it. What do you guys think?
Let me just put it this way.
Hold on. Dallas, I love this shirt.
Oh, Dallas, we're gonna have a talk later, my friend.
We're gonna have to sit Dallas down for a one-on-one counseling session.
Yeah, here's the thing. I have a large collection of very odd T-shirts that I've collected over the years. I can honestly say that I don't have a shirt that looks like someone spilled semen all over the front and back of it. I don't know if I would necessarily own one. And if I did, I don't think I would admit it. I would
wait.
Yeah.
We could make a Dallas shirt that looks like this if he loves it so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the Pro Wrestling Tee Store, we will have the Dallas Semen T-shirt.
Dallas, do you want this shirt? What do you think? Could we make you a shirt that looks like this for Dallas, the Dallas character?
Yeah, this is almost as bad as the Sin Cara shirt with him standing like this.
Me and Dallas are going to wear matching shirts to church.
Sin Cara is standing with his arms crossed, wearing his mask, and then it starts to drip near the bottom where his waist is, which, again, looks like a big, huge penis ejaculating on a shirt. So this is not just TNA, ladies and gentlemen. This is not just TNA. WWE is guilty of this as well. Doc, what do you think of this shirt, man?
I actually agree. If it were red, that would give a totally different vibe to it. I think it would have probably been a hot seller. Yeah. Hell, you could even have a white shirt with the red lettering, and that would have still come off pretty cool.
Yeah.
The only thing I own in my collection with any type of semen on it is the Metallica album Load, which has blood and semen on the cover art.
Yep.
Fun fact.
I think you can get away with a little bit more like that in rock and roll than wrestling, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think, that's an underappreciated, and I think that's album's pretty underappreciated if I don't say so myself, but that shirt's pretty rough.
Yeah. All right. We're going to go to my number one. I'm just going to show it. I have no words. This is outside of your collection of wrestling figures, wrestling video games, and the countless hours of televised wrestling, how do you show your dedication and love for this sport and your favorite wrestlers? T-shirts, baby. That's how you do it. And it didn't matter if you were a fan of enhancement talent, a mid-carder, or a top A-lister. They had a tee that you could wear. We have classics like the NWO, Bullet Club, and so on. Then there were duds, and when I say dud, I mean like nuclear explosion bomb dud. The one that comes to mind is the one of the tees that was designed for the APA. Now, their classic shirt is black with the white lettering, says APA, and then in red says protection. Then they decided to come out with APA, always pounding ass. Always pounding ass. You have the two toughest wrestlers in the ring. These guys are legit shoot tough. Are they always pounding ass? That's the question. Guys, your thoughts on the APA shirt?
I like the bar and grill. Like, I'd go to a restaurant like that. Always pounding ass. I'm your server, Melanie. How can I help you?
Doc, what do you think?
Sounds like the name of a bar you'd hit up in downtown Indianapolis or Louisville area. It's like, hey, where are you guys going tonight? Oh, we're going down to the Always Pounding Ass, the APA.
Yeah.
Or you'd be like, we're going to the APA. What's the APA? Always Pounding Ass. Oh.
Does Dallas own this bar? Like, what's going on?
It's bad, but it's funny.
Yeah,
it's funny bad.
Yeah, it's again, this is someone who doesn't know wrestling, and they're like, well, they're always kicking ass, but AKA that doesn't make sense.
No,
What
it's
can we use
ironic.
for the P?
Wrestlers are
Pounding.
using this. Wrestlers are using this now in their promos.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't know if it's as bad as we think.
Ugh. Ladies and gentlemen, that's our worst wrestling merch of all time. Wow. Yeah, we found a collection of some of the craziest, insane, and dark and mysterious porcelain dolls, Semen t-shirts you will ever see in your entire life. There's tons more that we could have added to this.
Should we do an honorable mention each, maybe?
Yeah, let's do an honorable mention. Do you have one, Mr. Dr. Brad?
You know, I would have I was going to throw in the Kevin Nash comic book.
Yeah.
I almost included that, but we already had the Ultimate Warrior. I kind of felt like, that would, I wanted to get a little bit more variety with what I was showing in terms of types of items. So,
yeah. Canada Dry, what is your honorable mention?
Okay, so I originally had the WWF Hockey Game.
Yeah.
And I don't really hate this that much. I'd keep it in the box and I'd have it sealed, sitting somewhere. But in no way do you think of these wrestlers playing hockey. I'd put maybe Andre the Giant in goal because, he'd cover his ass and no one could score. But
because when I think of good Canadian sports and I think of pro wrestling, automatically I think of hockey. The Goon, they could have just done the Goon.
Oh yeah, like you put the whole Heart Foundation on one side and be.
The Heart Foundation versus the Goon and the Mountie. My honorable mention, probably the Sin Cara t-shirt, because again, it looks like a phallic penis ejaculating.
This is Dallas's glory show. Like, we just did everything for Dallas on this show.
Yes,
we didn't know if he was going to watch today. So thank you for watching, Dallas.
The only other one is the Sting rubber mask that came out. It wasn't so much a face paint. It was a face paint and his hair and his flesh, and you just wore it like a rubber mask. It looked horrible. It looked hideous. And again, vacant stares coming from, of course, the dead black eyes that were there. So, all right, guys, that's our show. I mean, this was hilarious. Do we have time for Kenny?
Oh shit! I think we're just running right out of time.
Yeah, we are running out of time.
Unfortunately, Dr. Bradley Campbell, he kind of rambled on, and it kind of cut Kenny out. I'm sorry, Kenny.
Yeah, there was too much merch.
I'm blaming Dr. FW on this.
Too much merch for us, Kenny. We will have you on next week. As always, you can follow us on social media. You can go to effingwrestling.com. While you're there, you can explore our website. If you like our show, click like and subscribe on YouTube. We are doing a giveaway at the end of this month where we'll be giving away a Bret Hart SummerSlam figure from Ringside Collectibles. We have a pro wrestling tee store, prowrestlingtees.com/effing wrestling, where you can get the effing wrestling shirts, the Just Another Effing Podcast, the middle fingers. You can get a JFB shirt. You can get all kinds of shirts. If you're a fan of pro wrestling and old school and you like Adrian Adonis, we do run his Adrian Adonis store at Pro Wrestling Tees. It's prowrestlingtees.com/Adrian Adonis. And it's funny. We had a couple of Hulk Hogan mentions on here as well. We always give Hulk our show notes because we're kind and considerate, and we really want his expertise on it. What did Hulk think of the chair being on the list in the Hulkamania workout kit?
So Hulk Hogan, he didn't appreciate it at all. He said he had no knowledge of these products ever existing. He denied it. He said, "You're making things up. You're just trying to bury me again." So he hung up on me. So that's effing wrestling 302, Hulk Hogan 0, Canada Dry out.
This has been an effing worldwide media production. You can find us on all social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Want to be part of the show and win some free swag? Go to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/effing wrestling and click like and subscribe. And while you're at it, why don't you throw a tee on your back? Go to our Pro Wrestling Tee store at prowrestlingtees.com/effing wrestling. You can find all these links and more at our awesome website, effingwrestling.com. And as the JFD always says, you